Hi, good morning once again for another video, Daily Devo in the Days of Praise Daily Devotional Video Series. Today's passage for Wednesday, August the 5th, is called The Lasting Noahic Covenant. And it's Noah's name, and it has the IC at the end. If I'm butchering how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, but I'm not used to it. So I'm not used to saying his name with extra letters on. I'm just using Noah. So basically, it's the lasting Noah covenant in layman's terms. So we're going to be starting with Genesis chapter 9, verse 11, which says, "And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. Neither shall there be any more be a flood to destroy the earth." So this is one of those covenants that was taken up with Noah from God after the flood, where he said that there shall be no more floods to destroy the earth. The next time the earth is destroyed will be by fire. I'm just giving you an out view of what this is talking about. And you know the sign of the covenant that God gave Noah after the flood. The rainbows. The rainbow was a sign that the earth shall not be destroyed by a catastrophe flood like that was. We do still have floods, but not enough to destroy the whole earth. You have a flood, little mini flood here, mini flood there, messes up cities, but you don't have floods that destroy a whole part of the world. This was a flood. The whole world flooded. There was no land for many miles. And then God let the waters recede in the land. They say, I believe, at one time they said the land, all these continents, were all connected at one time. And when the flood happened, when the flood receded, it parted all these lands and turned them into the continents that they are nowadays. If I'm proven wrong, I'm sorry, but I believe that's the way it happened. The world was one big mass of land at one time. And then when the flood happened and then the waters receded, it caused the land to separate. God separated the world into the continents that they are now, and created all these several continents for people to live peacefully, but to live out what they were chosen to do. And that's the way we got the world today. We've got the Asia, Africa, England. We got all them all still connected. But then we have North America, Canada, and South America. We have all them connected. Then we have Australia's out here by itself. But one time, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I believe that's the way the continents got separated, was from the flood. And then at one time, there was a land bridge from Alaska, I think, to Russia. There was land that connected where Alaska is, and I think it's Russia, somewhere up up the higher tier of the Russian, that part of the continent where Russia is. There's a bridge, or not a bridge, but a piece of land that connected those two areas. At one time, people could walk or drive a car. I guess drive a car, I'm not sure. But they can use that to walk between the two continents at one time. But then after so many years, the water ate away at the road and just took over the road, and now you have to use a boat to get from Alaska over to Russia and then to Russia back. So, sorry about that. So let's get into the passage. I'm a little rambling a little bit for 5 minutes. So it says, when God gave Noah this promise, the world had just been through the devastating cataclysm that flooded the entire globe and destroyed all except those on the ark. It was an entire world flood. It wasn't just... So the world was fearful and barren, and there seemed nothing to prevent another such flood from coming on the earth. But nevertheless, God's promise, not only to Noah, but also to the animals, Genesis 9, verses 9 and 10, the previous two verses, has been kept for over 4,000 years. And God later reminded Job of this promise when he told him that he had shut up the sea with doors and said, hitherto shalt thou come, but no further, and here shall thy proud waves be stayed. In Job 38, verses 8 and 11. So that's where you get on all these coastlines of these different areas. And all these little continents, all the coastlines of Florida, Georgia, South and North Carolina, all the coastlines are as far as the waters can go. You got the coastlines over on California side, and you got all the coastline, the edges around Australia. That's as far as the waters can go. They can wait. The waters can just push up on the shoreline, but then they have to recede because they can't go no further. But then when they have too much water, then that's where you get the tsunamis, because you get something, either an earthquake or some kind of seismic activity underwater, which causes the pressure of the water to rise up, and that pressure pushes that water up over the land, which causes a tsunami. And when you got flooding, major area flooding, you have where the rivers and creeks cannot take any more water, and they have to go over the bank, the shores, the shoreline, and they have to have some place to go, and they have to flood. So I don't know the exact cause of that, but hold on just a second, gotta readjust. I had to readjust. So the psalmist also referred to the covenant when the whole earth had been covered. In Psalm 104, verses 6 and 7, and then verse 9. It says, with the deep as with a garment, the waters stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke they fled. Thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. So God has kept his word, and there has never been another worldwide flood. Sadly, however, many modern compromising Christian theologians and scientists have said that the flood must have been only a local or regional flood in order, they hope, to please the evolutionists, practically all of whom insist that the earth is 4.6 billion old and never had any global flood. But this was a global flood. Everything was covered. Every piece of land in the world was covered. It's like everywhere you looked, there was water. There was no land, no trees, nothing. Until God made the waters recede. So basically what we're talking about here is the flood. So if you got any suggestions and comments about any situations to explain some of the situations of what causes these rivers and creeks to flood and what causes the tsunamis, if you have your own little output, please comment below and let me know your opinion. So if that was true, however, God has broken his promise. And there have been numerous local and regional floods in the world since Noah's day, which is what I was talking about. The floods of the different states and cities and countries having these little local floods. That's what I was trying to get at. But God has kept his promise. The flood indeed was a unique cataclysm in which the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. 2 Peter 3:6. And such a flood has never or will never occur again. It shouldn't say has never occurred again. It should say will never occur again. That's what it should say. But that's my opinion. I'm sorry. But that's it for that one. And I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. But tomorrow's passage, I will be starting those videos. Probably I'm gonna wait till about Tuesday to record the next set of videos. So, but this is the last video for today, as I'm sitting here right now recording other videos, which I've already recorded 5 videos already in just the last 30 minutes. The last 45 minutes I've done 5 videos already, plus this one. So, but tomorrow's passage, I'm giving you a little preview of it, so you'll be ready for it the next when that video shows up. Tomorrow's passage is called With Christ. And we're going to be starting with Colossians chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. But with Christ. And we're going to be starting with the book of Colossians. That's what it said at the beginning line. It says, the book of Colossians begins with a stirring exaltation of our Lord Jesus Christ. And then it goes through several verses where it says he's this and he's this. Okay. But be in tune to that one. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have the rest, like I said, a great rest of your Wednesday. And tune in tomorrow for the next video. And thank you for watching. Be safe. Be safe out there. Be well. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm out.